Well, we went down to Bolivia as missionaries several years ago, and when we were there, we experienced for ourselves what it feels like to be foreigners. And we really realized when we were in that situation how important it was to have somebody walking alongside us who was from that country. And we really realized that that's what God wants us to do with people who come from other places. So in the process of that, we then came back and started figuring out what it looked like to start a mission that reached out to immigrants in our own city here in Kansas City. People coming to the United States from other places have a lot to offer. And they come with hopes and they come with dreams, but they also face a lot of challenges when they're here that most Americans don't really even realize. Learning the language is not easy, and so we all know that to have a good job in the United States, you need to speak English. And in order to communicate with your kids' teachers, English is really important. For us, one of the main things that we do is we teach English to empower the immigrants that we're working with. Raising kids also in an urban culture is a challenge. You can imagine the influences that the kids face, whether it's gangs or drugs. And so we really have a heart to come alongside the parents and share Jesus with the kids, disciple them into their teen years, and really equip them to be leaders who will in the future make an impact in their own community.
It's a big blessing to be able to come here because a lot of the kids that come here, they have a rough life outside of their house. Like there's a lot of gangs and drugs that they could come into. Their families might be having troubles in their house. And when they come here, it's just a time for they can be loved on and people can share Christ with them, and maybe when they go home they can share Christ with their families. In
a sense, it's a mission field in our own backyard. The people who we go and do mission projects for in other countries are coming to us. They're 20 minutes away from where most of our volunteers live, and we have a huge opportunity now relationally to invest in those same people on a week-to-week or day-to-day basis. And so when we started Mission Adelante, we moved to the neighborhood here. All of our staff live in the neighborhood, having dinner with people in their homes, celebrating birthdays together, walking with them through difficult situations that they're experiencing here as immigrants. And so making disciples and helping people grow in their faith and equipping people to lead and empowering them to become leaders in their own community, and then locking arms with them to do things like planting house churches and impacting the community on a larger scale. Mission Adelante is a neighborhood-based ministry, and we are serving primarily two groups of people in our neighborhood: Hispanic immigrants who've come here from different places in Latin America, and Bhutanese refugees who are being relocated here from a small country called Bhutan. In order to live out this mission that God has given us, we need an army of volunteers. And we are excited about connecting Christians who have a heart and a passion for cross-cultural ministry to an opportunity to serve right here in our own city. And there are a lot of opportunities, whether it's working with adults or kids or teenagers or whatever group. You not only get to serve in a practical way, like teaching English, or investing in kids, but you also get to know the people and their culture. You don't even have to speak another language. If you love God and you love your neighbor, we invite you to lock arms with us, and we're excited to see how God will change an entire community.